Hello, you're Manish Patel from the EII Capital Group. Today is March 28th, 2012. It's our weekly Ichimoku analysis for the currency markets where we cover everything from Europe to US to China to Japan. Here's our normal disclaimer. This is for education use only. All charts you're going to see are from Thinkorswim, from TD Ameritrade, TradeStation, or FreeStockCharts.com. Here are my contact details down here, mpatel@eiicapital.com. You can also access any of our free resources here at ichimokutrade.com, from our heat map to email services for multiple time frame analysis, diversifications, free videos and stuff like that are all there. Okay, so let's begin. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to look at our heat map service, and it's a little small right now, so let me enlarge it. And what I'm going to do is just go over here. It's still too small. I have to do it this way. And basically, if you notice, green basically represents it's bullish. The sentiment is red, basically means it's bearish. Trend strategies are 2, 4s, and 5s. And you can see there's a lot of zeros. That means there's nothing going on. If you do see a 4 here, then you'll see that the daily is in opposite color. So there's not a lot of multiple time frame opportunities at all right now. You got Euro Pound, which we'll look at in a couple of minutes. You got Pound Switzy, and that's about it. So there's not many opportunities as far as multiple time frames are concerned. So you got Pound Switzy and Euro Pound, which we'll definitely get to in a minute. So there's a lot of conflict going on right now, and you could see that from all these zeros here. Also, if you come in and look at each individual pair, if you look at the Australian USD, you could see that the weekly there's not much going on at all. As far as Australians concerned, Canada, there's a lot of conflict going on. You can see it with the Canadian here. If you could see here, I mean, it's kind of the Canadian is still strong and moving forward, but you now notice it's starting to get overextended. That's why you got some counter trend stuff going on there. US dollar, you could see US dollar here. It's pretty strong in some cases. Sorry, it is weak in some cases here and strong in some cases there. There's no consistency at all right now. Switzy pairs, they were all very, very strong, where Switzy was weak compared to all the other currencies, where a lot of these were green. Now you're starting to see them turn into zeros and start getting weakening and stuff like that. So you could look across the board. Yen was very, very weak, and you could see that from here. And yellow basically means it's overextended. So a lot of the yen pairs now are overextended and should be entering counter trend, and that's what you're starting seeing here on the lower time frames is counter trend moves. Singapore dollar, nothing really going on there. Euro, if you look at Euro, a lot of zeros on the weekly, which is not good at all. So there's not consistency as far as Euro compared to all the currencies. Pound, you got some red and greens right here, so there's no consistency there either. And so really right now there's no currency that's leading at all. So pretty much we're basically in major consolidation patterns, or basically we're in a scenario where trends are overextended and they're starting to pull back now. So you need to be very, very cautious right now, because these are times when they basically take your money. Okay, so we're going to move forward, and let's start for Australian CAD. Remember, on the left hand side is the weekly time frame, right hand side is basically the left hand side is the daily time frame, on the right hand side is basically the weekly time frame. And you can see the sentiment now has changed to bearish on the daily time frame. We've got a major support roughly right around here, which is 332. We got to break that to start there and start going down. So you look at the weekly time frame, it's really doing nothing except consolidating. It really has got to sit there and break below 146 level here. Even to think about a trend right now. So if this does move down on the daily, it's going to be short-term limited profits, maybe about a 200-point move, but that's about it for Australian CAD. So take a look at that one. Australian Switzy, you could see here it's starting to trend on the daily time frame. Support levels it's trying to get to is 93.08. Resistance level is going to be roughly around about 9,600. and you could see it's overextended on the daily from up here. Australian yen, you could see this big move up here, trending on the daily. It's just now starting to consolidate here at the top, and it's trying to just sit there and consolidate for a little while I try to figure out exactly what's going to happen with the yen pairs. And you'll see this probably on a lot of yen pairs, where the move has been so drastic going up that this pullback here is actually healthy. 84.57 is the support level, a key support level, and of course the top here around 88.50 is going to be the resistance level moving forward. Australian USD, really nothing going on at all. There's conflict pretty much across the board. Major support levels 337, major resistance levels going to be 596 moving forward. CAD Switzy, nothing really going on here. You could see from here the daily time frames just swinging above the cloud, below the cloud, above the cloud, below the cloud. And if you look in the weekly, it's basically consolidating here. 89.95 is a major support, and then you got basically this pivot high up here, right around 93.75 is going to be its resistance level. CAD yen, still not even a major pullback like the Australian yen. You could see here it still hasn't broken its minor support at 82.42. It's got to break that to start a major pullback going down. If it does, then it could sit there and start going down to about 80.88 is kind of a major key support level there, where you really need it to pull back down to and hold. If it could pull back to that level, that's going to be a major pullback level, and at that point it could start making its move back to about 85 going forward. Switzy yen, really nothing going on here, not even a pullback on the daily here. Sentiment still bearish, so you kind of go in counter trend, but still very strong as far as Switzy yen is concerned moving forward. Euro Australian, just to change sentiments to be bullish. It looks like it's trying to trend here on the daily time frame. It's trying to get to its resistance on the weekly time frame, which is 31.09. Support level is going to be basically 25.49 moving forward. EuroCAD. EuroCAD's really not doing anything right now. It's trying to change sentiments to this week to be bullish, and trying to make a move there. If it does, then it may start a trend, but it's going to be limited. It'll get to about 35.25 because the weekly basically is in a consolidation counter trend pullback mode right now. Euro Switzy, really nothing going on there. Just gonna keep on moving on. I hate that currency. It really doesn't move at all, so it's not even worth our time. Euro pound, you could see here it's consolidating here, and I'll just shrink this down. You could see it's consolidating here. It's getting tighter and tighter in the consolidation pattern. There's things like a coil that's going to be looking to break. On the weekly time frame, it's still bearish, and it's got a limited time now to sit there and start breaking. It's at a minor resistance level right now, which is 83.95. If it holds there and then starts making a move down to 8200 and breaks that, this thing could start a major trend to the downside, so keep an eye on that one. Euro yen, nothing really going on at all. We really needed to do a major pullback. Ideal would be to about 105.34. Resistance level is going to be about 112. 112. Sorry. Euro USD, one a lot of people looking at, really doing nothing right now. Sentiment's still bullish on the daily time frame, but just consolidating, and the consolidation is getting tighter and tighter to a point it could explode. Major resistance level is going to be 34.35. Major support level is going to be 30.67. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Pound Australian is trying to go bullish here. If it does, it'll sit there and go to about 54.55, which is its major resistance level. 49.42 is going to be major support level moving forward. Pound CAD, really trying to hit nothing, really doing nothing here in the daily or weekly, just consolidating sideways, so it's not even worth talking about. Pound Switzy, really doing nothing at all, so it's not even worth talking about that one. Pound yen, probably like all the others, bullish trending, needs a major pullback. Major pullback level is going to be 128.43, and resistance level, of course, is going to be around 133 moving forward. Pound USD, this thing does have a chance of trying to break out if it could sit there and break 1.6. It doesn't look like it yet, but it's holding its ground. So it's pretty much consolidating until it breaks 1.6, it breaks 58.01, where it starts to go downwards. New Zealand CAD, really doing nothing at all. It has this little double top here. It's if it keeps on consolidating right now, this thing, and it starts to move down, this thing can sit there and start going lower. Key level is going to be that on 79.04 moving forward for the support, and resistance of course is going to be breaking 8400, which is the double top potential right now. New Zealand, Switzy, nothing going on right now. This thing's trying to go to a bear sentiment. If it does, it'll basically run into support at 72.67. That's about it. Resistance is going to be basically around 77.50. Let's keep on going. New Zealand yen, same thing like all the other yen pairs, nothing really going on right now. New Zealand USD, nothing really going on right now. This thing does have a potential of going bullish, but it's got to sit there and break 8400. If it doesn't, it's going to basically not do anything at all except consolidate and maybe try to retreat. Let's see, I think we covered pound, New Zealand USD. US CAD, really doing nothing at all. Sentiments changed bearish on the weekly time frame, but there's a lot that needs to go on in order for this thing to sit there and start entering a bearish trend. One is this daily's got to stop consolidating, and it's got to sit there and break below 9800 in order to start for a trend. US Switzy, nothing really going on, so I'm going to move on. And US yen, of course, is very, very strong moving forward. Now, one thing you can do is if you're sitting there trying to look to go counter trend, you could look at the yen pairs right now. You could see that basically Australian CAD, I definitely would not try to go short go counter trend on pound yen or euro yen because they're very strong still on the weekly. The best opportunities you're going to have, believe it or not, it looks like probably going to be Australian yen, and that looks like a good one. And then also maybe US yen to go counter trend. Actually, US yen not even good. Maybe just CAD yen, but Australian yen looks like the best right now to look at counter trend if it's not already gone. But that's something you have to watch for and look for and be careful moving forward. That's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Speak to you next week. If you have any questions, please follow through and just email us and we'll go from there. Thank you.